today I have swatches of the China Glaze Lite Brites collection. There are 12 polishes in here. This is their summer collection for this year. I have seen these pop up a few different places. I think Head to Toe Beauty has them right now. I think like HP Beauty Bar has them right now. There's quite a few places that you can find them now. So yeah, 12 polishes in this collection, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is called Whip It Good, and this is a lighter pastel yellow. So here's one coat. This one is a bit streaky. Pastel yellows are pretty much always streaky like this, but it is less streaky than I was expecting. And the formula feels really good as well. It's not too thick or too thin. So here's two coats. So this one builds up well on the second coat. It's not completely opaque though. I'm going to do a third. It just has some very, very minor streaks, but I do want to cover those up. You know, actually, the more I look at this and the more the polish kind of settles on my nail, they're like, the streaks are so hard to see. I don't think I am going to do a third coat. I think I'm just going to leave this one at 2. I would say if you push harder or work it more, you'll probably end up needing a third coat because you'll make those streaks more evident. But for me, I don't think that it needs a third one. Change my mind. So there is 2 coats of Whip It Good. So the next polish is called Lime After Lime, and this is a kind of like pastel-ish lime green. This is it next to Grass is Lime Greener, so you can see that it's a lot more green than that one is. So here's one coat. This one is about the same as the yellow one. It's a bit streaky. It's not as bad as I thought, but they're definitely still there. And the formula feels about the same too. Really good actually, not too thick or too thin. So here's 2 coats. So that first nail covered completely in 2, and I'm going to wait for this one because that one accidentally went on really thick. But yeah, this one covers in 2 also. This one dries a little tiny bit dull, not terribly, but it isn't completely shiny. So there is 2 coats of Lime After Lime. The next polish is called Smackin Good, and this is kind of like a neon-ish coral color, and then it also has a pink shimmer to it. So here's one coat. So this one has fantastic coverage on the first coat. I was expecting it to be a lot thinner and more streaky than it is. Formula feels great as well. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2. This does dry matte, and you really can't see the shimmer like at all without a top coat. And then even with the top coat, it's not super strong. So there is 2 coats of Smackin Good. The next polish is called Let's Jam, and this is a lilac color with a blue shimmer. So here's one coat. This is another one that covers really well on the first coat for being such a light color. I didn't expect that. It also covers pretty evenly. The formula feels good. It's just a little bit lighter than what it should be, I think, based on what's in the bottle. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2, and it does deepen that color a little bit as well. This one also dries matte, and you will want a top coat for that shimmer to stand out as well as possible. It does stand out a lot better though with top coat than the last one. So there is 2 coats of Let's Jam. The next polish is probably going to freak the camera out a little bit. This is called None of Your Risky Business, and this is kind of like a neon macaroni and cheese powder orange color. So here's one coat. This one also has much better coverage than I was expecting. Great formula as well, really easy to apply. Little bit streaky still though, so it's definitely going to need a second coat. So here's 2 coats. So this one covers completely in 2. I do think it's right on the line between 2 and 3 though, and it also dries matte, but there's no shimmer in this at all. So there is 2 coats of None of Your Risky Business. It is coming off a little more yellowy on camera than it is in person. The next polish is called All Pink to That, and this is a dark kind of magenta color. So here's one coat. This one covers really well on the first coat. It's just a tiny bit uneven. There are some darker spots where it's not completely opaque, so I'm going to do a second coat. Fantastic formula on this one as well. So here's 2 coats. This one easily covers completely in 2. It does dry a little bit matte, not completely matte, but a little bit dull, I guess, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of All Pink to That. The next polish is called Bite Me, and this is a bright, like, corally pink. I know I said that about the last one, but they're both kind of in the, like, orangey pink family. This one is just way brighter. And it also has, like, a gold shimmer to it as well, and it's going to totally freak out my camera. So here's one coat. This one also covers really well on the first coat, just a tiny bit streaky still. Fantastic formula on this one. And the shimmer does stand out. I mean, it hasn't dried completely, so I haven't seen it matte. I'm assuming it's going to dry matte. But the shimmer does stand out seemingly while it's wet, which was what it would look like with top coat, better than the last pink with the shimmer in it did. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2, and I think I like the color a lot better on my nails than I do in the bottle. I feel like it comes off a little bit brighter on my nails. It does dry matte, and that gold shimmer is pretty hard to pick up when it's matte, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of Bite Me. The next polish is called Papa Don't Peach, and this is kind of like Ready to Rave, just a slight bit more orange, I think, than Ready to Rave, with a gold shimmer to it. But it's more like a chunkier glitter than the shimmer that's in the other polishes. So here's 1 coat. So this one is sheer on the first coat. It's like a sheer orange jelly with that glitter in there, and it's coming off almost like a Zoya Pixie Dust kind of texture. Formula is good though, easy to apply. It's not thick at all for being more of a jelly. So here's 2 coats. I can still see my nail line a bit on the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. This one does dry very textured. I'm trying to decide if that was done on purpose or not, because China Glaze isn't a brand to say if like one specific polish in a collection was meant to dry that way. I'm trying to decide if I think it was intentional or if it's just a result of the glitter. So here's 3 coats. So I moved my lamp a little bit so that this could be a little bit more color accurate. And I do think this was meant to be a textured polish because I spread a bunch out on a piece of paper, and you could see where there were little clear texture beads in it in addition to the glitter, so I definitely think that this was intended to be a textured polish. So there is 3 coats of Papa Don't Peach. The next polish is called Hot Flash, and this is kind of like a dusty red cream. It's not very, very dusty, but it is a little bit dusty. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer on the first coat, so I'm going to do a second. You can just see my nail line a little bit. It does cover evenly, just not completely. Formula is great on this one too. This one might be a little bit thinner than the other ones in the collection, but not too thin. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2. It also dries just a tiny bit dull. So there is 2 coats of Hot Flash. The next polish is called What I Like About Blue, and this is a turquoise blue color with a gold shimmer. So here's 1 coat. This one covers really well on the first coat, just a few patches, so I'm going to do a second. And I don't know if it's because of the gold contrasting with the blue, but this one seems to have a much stronger shimmer than any of the other ones that had shimmer in them. Formula is really good as well. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2. It does dry matte, but even matte the shimmer stands out pretty well. It will stand out better with top coat, but it's not hidden when it's matte. So there is 2 coats of What I Like About Blue. The next polish is called We Got The Beet, and this is a ruddy purple with gold glitter. This is the other one that I think was intended to be a textured polish. So here's 1 coat. This one covers okay on the first coat. It's still a bit sheer, so it is going to need at least 1 more. Formula feels good though. So here's 2 coats. This one covers completely in 2. And again, these have little beads of just clear, I don't know what, to make them textured in addition to the glitter, so I definitely think that the texture was intended. So there is 2 coats of We Got The Beet. And the last polish is called I Got a Blue Attitude, and this is a very, I would say it's more blue purple than purple blue. It is coming off very blue on camera. This is probably one of the least color accurate videos I've done. Like, I've messed with this 100 times and I cannot get it to show as purple as it is in person. So here's 1 coat. So this one is nearly opaque in 1 coat. I think if you're not picky, you probably could get away with 1 coat. I just have a few smaller bald spots that I want to cover. Formula is fantastic on this one as well. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2. It was nearly opaque in 1. I think most people could probably get away with 1 coat. It does dry a tiny bit dull, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of I Got a Blue Attitude, and like I said, it is much more purple in person than it's showing up on camera. So I just went to edit this video and totally lost my outro. So I think my favorite is bite me because it looks like I didn't really care for it as much in the bottle, but then when it was on my nails, it was so much brighter, and that gold shimmer stood out really well as well. So I do really like that one. So that is the China Glaze Lite Brites collection for summer 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later.